Alright, we're on Calzone making 101. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your board is clean. You can't have anything on it. The dough needs to be able to stick to the cutting board. So you get your dough. And you got to make sure the dough is stretchable. So when you put it down, you stretch it out, you're going to cut it into pieces, depending on how big you want it. Now the dough, I'm only going to make one, so I'm going to cut a small piece. I'm going to cut a piece out. Remember, I have no idea what I'm doing, so it's a first. So then you stretch out the calzone. This is the part where it may be the toughest because the dough may rip, but if you have the patience and you're willing to work at it, you can perfect it. So all I'm doing right now is I'm stretching out the dough. I'm making sure that it's sticking to the cutting board. It's not really complying. So then you'll have, at some spots in the dough, that you'll have different levels of how thick the dough is, and you can feel that in the dough. So this is how I'm going to set it up. Now, normally what you want to do, and like I told you, this video is for Emma, so anybody else who's watching this, what you want to do is you want to have your filling in the middle so that when you fold it over, you can close it up. So I'm going to throw my filling. In this case, like I said, I'm making a pollo asado burrito. Refried beans, pollo asado, red onions, light Mexican blended cheese, and did I say refried beans? Refried beans. Now the filler on your calzone, of course, is what you want in it, but you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it. There is such a thing as too much filling. What'll happen is you'll go to eat it and it'll all come falling out the other end if it's not closed the right way. It won't be overpowering, but it'll be interesting. So I've got my onions. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to get the refried beans. Now the refried beans are basically like my sauce on this one. So what you do is you put your sauce, well, I'm sorry, the sauce is going to act like my sauce. The refried beans are, it's just adding the authenticity of this. The salsa is going to act like my sauce. Now this is the thing with the sauce is, like I told you before, if you get it on the bread, it's going to make the bread harder to stick. So you want to make sure you don't put too much on. Because when you're done, you can still have it on the side. So, I mean, you can, if you make like a chicken Alfredo pizza, or not a chicken Alfredo pizza, but like a chicken Alfredo calzone, you can do it the same way. Last is your cheese. Now, the cheese, of course, it spreads. And it doesn't want to open either. Cool, now that I got the cheese open. So you'll sprinkle your cheese on. And this is, of course, just for flavoring, but it also, you know, since it's basically like I'm making a burrito, this is how you do it. So now I'm going to fold it. Now you grab the top and you stretch it out and you're going to fold it over. And you press it down so it's pressed down like this, so it looks like, you know, the side of a pie. And then the other two sides, you do the exact same thing, where you take this and you fold it over. Now, if there's a spot where you feel that it's too wet, you can do this, you can fold it over. But I'm going to show you a trick that I learned that's going to make it a little bit easier on you. So you grab your knife that you originally cut the dough with, and you cut, so you've already pressed this down, you gotta do one of those to even it out. You'll bring your knife around, so that's extra. So what you do with this is you roll up the edges. Now you can either put it on a stone, on a pan, on a sheet of tin foil, but the biggest thing is you got to have flour down, and it's got to be enough flour so that it doesn't stick to whatever you're putting it on. That's the biggest thing. If it sticks, you're done. It won't come off. That's another problem that happens if it's too thin on the bottom. What I like to do is run it through, and then I'll place it on the stone. So here's my calzone ready to go in the oven, on my stone. I don't know where my other stuff is, but that's it. You're good to go after that.